Hi guys, it's Pam and welcome back to the channel. I live in a small Toronto apartment and I know the kitchen especially can get really messy and really unorganized fast, and I hate that. So I'm going to share some of my storage solutions and some of my tips to keep your space clean. First things first are the cupboards. I think knowing how much space you have really helps in when you're buying things, so you know how much you can actually put and you don't end up with a lot of things that you don't use. So this is my kitchen. This is all the cupboard space I have. I am pretty lucky to have more room than most Toronto condos. So we have all of this to work with. The best way to organize is just to lay everything out so you know how much stuff you're dealing with. This way you can also go through your stuff and declutter and just take out everything that you think you're not going to use and you haven't been using. I got these extra shelf table things from Amazon and they are truly such a space saver. They come in a pack of 4, 2 smaller sizes and 2 bigger sizes, like this one. It's just so useful because a lot of mugs are tinier anyway, so you can easily just stack more things on the top. Especially if your cupboard also only has one shelf like this. And it fits perfectly. Whatever you use least goes at the very back, and for me those are wine glasses. And then I'm gonna store my coffee mugs. And then I put my taller mugs underneath. And then everything that needs to be easy access will be at the bottom. And then I like to put my mug collection at the very bottom. I customized the shelf height based on what I knew I wanted to put in each section. So obviously I wanted all the heavier stuff at the bottom, and then more of the seasonal stuff that I don't really use unless the occasion calls for it at the top. And then more of the fun plates are also on top. Then we have an ice cream bowl. So because this space is really small, we're gonna put all of our sauces and tiny bowls in there. And then here I'm gonna put all of the everyday plates. I like having a really clean stack. And then here will be all of the serving bowls. And then for this part, we just have our tiny plates and our bowls. I think knowing what kind of plates can go on top of each other will also help with space saving. So that's kind of it for the cupboard. And now we're gonna do my baking drawer. So this is what we're dealing with. And I kind of have to find space for this one too. It's also really helpful to be creative with the bins you have. So just make sure you measure your space before you buy these containers. So I purposely got these to stack them on top of each other. And it fits perfectly. And for all of the baking tools, I have these 2 long ones and I'm also gonna stack them on top of each other. The bottom one is always for stuff that you don't regularly use but still need. So for me, that's like my cocktail stuff, cake slicer, bottle opener. The secret to organizing is actually putting back stuff where you find them, because otherwise it's gonna get so messy so fast and then you're gonna end up not knowing where things are. It's also really helpful to categorize stuff. So I have this little box and I know these are all cake toppers, ribbons, and serving tools. And then on top we have another mini box. It will have all of my piping tips, some sprinkles, glitter, and just edible decorations. It's so important to know what you have and be able to actually see it and know where you place things, because otherwise you're gonna end up buying more stuff that you already have and you're gonna end up with a lot of junk. I think I'm gonna put all the miscellaneous stuff at the bottom. So like my Nespresso bin, the cocktail shaker, tumblers. I also got this from IKEA. It's a 2-tier rack that's supposed to be on your countertop, but I think it's perfect for smaller spaces like your cupboard. So we're just gonna put my hot chocolate machine and all of the miscellaneous teas, hot chocolate, and greens and matcha on top. I also really like it because you can just pull it out at any time. This is what it looks like. So that is it for all of my baking stuff. I'm actually really happy that everything fit. It's like playing a game of Tetris, but the more you do it, the better you get at organizing. Another thing I would highly recommend to save so much space in your kitchen is to have a pots and pans rack. I got mine on Amazon and this is how it looks like. This is, I think, plain genius. So at the back is where I store dishwashing detergent, vases, oil, and the blender. You can actually customize the tier so it fits all of your stuff perfectly. And because there is no space for a drying rack, I have a foldable one that's really easy to store. So basically, you open it up and then you just put it over your sink like this, or the other way. I have my seasoning refills in a clear container, and then these are extra seasoning and soups. I'm not really a fan of having too much food and then forgetting to eat it because it's at the back of your shelf. And then you have to throw it out because it's expired. So I'm making it a habit to just get what I need and a couple of supplies. And yeah, it also makes your space and your cupboards a lot less crowded. So this part is as good as it's gonna get. There's 3 layers. I also customized it for the middle part to be the thinnest one because I knew I wanted to put in these containers. I like this because you can just pull it out. So this is all pills, medicine, and hydration packets. And then when you need something, you just take it out, and then when you're done, you put it back in. And then this container is technically any little snacks, candies, gummies. Top part are basically all the bigger snacks. I like having this container because then I know exactly what I have in terms of snacks, especially if they come in smaller packages. You tend to lose them really easily, so this way it's all in there. The cabinet above the fridge, because I'm obviously small, I also have these containers in there, so it's easier to grab. And these are all cooking essentials, so I know onions, garlic, avocados, they're all in here. I also have another basket which has more nuts and chips. And then cooking supplies at the back. And then at the top here are just more extra supplies like Ziploc bags, foil, baking soda. I do think the most important thing with organizing is simply having a system that works for you and something that you will remember. I do like storing my bottles there because it takes up so much space and I don't want a bar cart. So that was my solution. It was such a good day. Everything feels so fresh and clean and it just makes me so happy. When everything is clean, I just feel more energized, more motivated, and honestly just way happier and less stressed. If you found this video helpful, like and subscribe, and comment down below what other kinds of videos you would like to see, and also your best organization tips because I would love to know more. If you watch all the way till the end, thank you so much for hanging out and being cozy with me. It's Pam and I'll catch you later.